The Academy Awards certainly spread the wealth last night. Argo and Life of Pi are among the big winners today. Entertainment Tonight co-host Nancy O'Dell was there for it all, from the red carpet to the parties that go way into the night. Nancy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail, and exactly that's why I'm still in my dress, as I tend to like to show up on your show, and because I don't get any sleep on these award show nights. But again, you know, it's such a thrilling night, and I got to say, one thing that I've noticed every year on the red carpet is that the lead actress front runner always arrives like looking like a winner, and last night was no exception. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence was absolutely stunning in pink, and she took home that Oscar gold for her emotionally charged role in Silver Linings Playbook. Even tripping on that Dior gown couldn't trip up this whip-smart 22-year-old.
You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell, and that's really embarrassing, but thank you. This is nuts.
Oh, I sense that dress might be trouble when she arrived. Look closely, and you'll see Dustin Hoffman helping her with her train.
He was so kind to take out the evening to hold my train. I can't even tell you how George Clooney passed because of Argo stuff.
How did you fit in the car in this dress?
We took the front seats out and I sat in the back.
Did you really?
I did.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was an ordeal.
And look at this moment from the governor's ball. It's the first time Jennifer saw her family after winning. Her big brothers had big bear hugs, and her Silver Linings win was still sinking in.
Of course I was shocked. I can't believe all of you guys were like, oh, and I'm like been walking around shaking like a chihuahua this whole time.
And the Oscar goes to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Portraying Abraham Lincoln helped Daniel make history of his own. He is the first actor to win 3 Oscars for leading roles.
I really don't know how any of this happened.
He joked about his intense acting style, which involves staying in character almost all the time.
I'm definitely out of character at this moment. But if I slip back into it by mistake, you can do an intervention of some kind, the Heimlich maneuver or whatever you do with actors that get stuck in character.
Argo.
The First Lady announced the Best Picture, and George Clooney won another Oscar, this time as a co-producer of Argo. And when he arrived with Stacy Keibler, he told me how important working behind the camera has become to him.
If you're an actor, you know that you have sort of a time limit of time you're allowed to actually do this on screen. So all you're really trying to do is do other jobs so you have things to do. So if you can succeed in that, it's nice.
And Backstage, his co-producers Grant Heslov and Ben Affleck said they were so thrilled they couldn't believe who announced their win.
Was that Michelle Obama? I thought, the whole thing kind of overwhelmed me at the time, but in retrospect, the fact that it was the First Lady was an enormous honor, and the fact that she clearly was surrounded herself by servicemen and women was, special, and I thought appropriate. Anyway, it was very cool.
It was very cool. And then even cooler was to continue on and go to the Vanity Fair party, which is where I was at, and that's why I'm still in this dress, as I said. But anybody was there, and if you want to know any gossip, I'll be glad to tell you.
I do want to hear about the Vanity Fair party, but I want to go back to Jennifer Lawrence for a second, because she had a woman's worst nightmare, falling when you're all gussied up. But Nancy, she handled it so well. Did you get a chance to talk to her about that?
I did. That's the one thing that you love about her so much, is that she's so down to earth, and she will just say anything that she's thinking. I mean, I remember the last interview I did with her at the Oscar luncheon. She came in because she had just had like 4 cookies and they were all over her mouth, and she was like, whatever, I'll just do the interview this way. And I think that's why people love her so much, because she is so real, and she doesn't act all pretentious and stuff, and she just gets up there and goes, I know why y'all are standing up for me and giving me a standing ovation. It's because I fell and I'm up there. So it just made us love her more, I think.
Nancy, what was the biggest surprise for you?
I think probably the biggest surprise, I think pretty much all of the winners were expected. The only one that we didn't know for sure was whether it was going to be Jennifer Lawrence or Jessica Chastain, and it was Jennifer Lawrence. I think maybe the only other surprise would have been the fact that Steven Spielberg didn't win the Best Director for Lincoln, and that it went to Ang Lee instead for Life of Pi, which is a beautiful movie. But a lot of people were expecting Steven Spielberg to possibly win because they thought maybe Argo was going to take it for Best Picture and they would give Steven Spielberg the win for Director. So I think that was a little bit of a surprise.
All right, Nancy, you mentioned it, the Vanity Fair party, the hottest ticket in town. You were there. What did you find out? Any good gossip?
Oh, it was so great. I mean, everybody was there and rubbing elbows. It's fun to see who's having a conversation with whom, and like John Travolta talking to John Voight and Richard Gere talking to Bryan Cranston. My favorite moment, I think, at the Vanity Fair party was Bradley Cooper, because he brought his mom as his date to the party, as she was his date at the Oscar ceremony. But the thing that I love is I asked her, I said, "Are you so proud of your son? He's doing so well." And she goes, "I just was waiting for them to call out his name." Spoken like a true mom, and the whole night he was holding her hand.
Nancy,
and
we
got to
go. I know you know how it works. Thank you, Nancy. We were watching CBS.
Good to talk to you.